Gideon and his group of soldiers are settling by the spring of Harod. The camp of Midian was to their north.
Gideon, you have too many soldiers accompanying you for the invasion upon Midian. If I am to let you go forward in the invasion, your own power, and not I, would be responsible for victory. Hear me, soldiers of Gideon. If anyone is afraid or fearful, let himself depart from the army.
22,000 soldiers left, but 10,000 still remained.
There are still too many soldiers. Gideon, lead these soldiers down to the water, where I will further test them to see if they are worthy of going with you or leaving.
The Lord has summoned us to the water. Follow me.
Gideon and the 10,000 soldiers went down to the water. The Lord awaited him as the next test was to be underway.
Everyone who drinks water in the way a dog does with its tongue shall be set aside in one group, and those who kneel down to drink the water with their hands shall also be set aside.
9,700 of the soldiers knelt down to drink the water with their hands, and 300 drank the water like a dog.
Very well. The 300 men who lapped up the water shall be sent with you, so Midian may be delivered into your power. Let all the other soldiers go home.
The soldiers took supplies with them. They also took their horns. Gideon sent the other 9,700 soldiers home, and took his group of 300 to the valley, where the camp of Midian was below him. Night ensues the area, and the attack is to occur.
Go descend on the camp, for it is under your power. However, if you are afraid, you may send a scout down to the camp.
Gideon and his aide Purah went down to the camp. They saw a multitude of Midianite camels.
I had a dream that a large loaf of barley bread came upon the camp to a certain tent. The tent soon collapsed and chaos soon erupted. Why, that must be the sword of Gideon, son of Hosea. God has delivered Midian and all in the camp to his power.
Gideon, now hearing the account of this dream, heads back to the camp of Israel.
Rise up, for the Lord has delivered the camp of Midian into your power. I command thee to divide yourself into 3 equal groups.
You heard him. Do as he says.
Once divided, the soldiers are given jars, horns, and torches put inside the jars.
You must follow me to the edge of the camp. Then, when I and my group blow horns, you must do the same and shout, for the Lord and Gideon.
So, with that, Gideon and his 100 men moved along the edge of the Midianite camp. When the time was right, Gideon's group broke their jars and sounded their horns. The other 2 groups followed.
A sword for the Lord and Gideon.
The soldiers remained standing around the camp, as the camp entombed itself in chaotic state as everyone fled the camp screaming and running. The people fled far in both directions. The Israelites continued the pursuit of the Midianites. The 2 princes of Midian, Oreb and Zeb, were captured and both killed and beheaded. Gideon pursued Midian, holding the heads of Oreb and Zeb on stakes.
Why had you not summoned us when you went to fight against the Midianites?
For what have I done in comparison with you? God delivered power into us of Midian and the princes, Oreb and Zeb.
Gideon and his 300 men crossed the Jordan. His men reached Succoth, a small village.
Will you give my group and I some loaves of bread? We are exhausted, and I am in pursuit of Zeb and Zalmunna, kings of Midian.
We refuse to give food to your army, for Zebah and Zalmunna aren't in your possession.
Very well. When the Lord delivers Zeb and Zalmunna into my power, I shall destroy and thrash your city with thorns.
Gideon went up to the tower of Peniel with the same request but got the same answer.
When I return with the power of Zeb and Zalmunna, this tower is to be demolished.
Zebah and Zalmunna were with their small force of about 15,000 men. Gideon attacked the force and captured the 2 kings. Gideon then captures a man of Succoth and forces the names of the elders of the kingdom from him.
Here are the hands of Zeb and Zalmunna, with whom you have taunted me with and refused me and my army food.
Gideon thrashed the people and elders of Succoth. He then went to Peniel, where he destroyed the tower and killed the people.
What about those people at Tabor whom you killed?
They resembled you.
They were my brethren. Had you had spared the lives of them, I would not kill you. Jether, go and kill them.
But I am afraid. I'm but a boy.
Come, Gideon, kill us yourself, for a man is for his strength.
Gideon then killed Zebah and Zalmunna. He also took the crescents around their camels' necks.
Rule over us, you, Gideon, and your son and your son's son, for you have saved us from the bewitching power of Midian.
I will not rule over you, nor shall my son. The Lord is the one who must rule over you. But I do request something of all of you. All shall give me a gold ring.
We will certainly do so.
So a collection of gold rings was made and given to Gideon. Gideon melted the gold and made an ephod out of it. It is thought, however, Gideon also made an idol for the Israelites to later worship. Now Gideon lived a 40-year life after that. He had many wives and it amounted to 70 sons. Gideon died at a good age. However, soon after, the Israelites neglected God and started to follow Baals once again in making Baal-berith as their god now. The Israelites forgot God and even Gideon once this occurred.